So these are the tools of the trade you got here. We're big believers in having the right tool for the job, but we're also believers in having the tools that the budget allows. So got a Tractor Supply post hole digger here, and normally people will have, you know, the manual post hole diggers to clean the hole out, but we don't have any of those. So we got a shovel, we got a grade stake with our depth mark on it, 3 feet. Works good, perfect, 3 feet. We got a digging bar, which helps with the rocks, but also it doubles as a tamp because we don't have one of those either. So we got this dead end post hole dug. We've got 4 post holes already in down the line, and we're putting this one in to help with keeping the line straight. We'll use this one with our handy dandy little string line. Definitely an essential tool for fence building if you want your fences to be straight. Somehow ours probably will not end up straight even still, but it's what we get to work with, so it's what we're going to use. Just going to clean this hole out a little bit more. So, since this is going to be the dead end post, we're going to have 10-foot gate right here, and this post hole is going to be the dead end, and we're going to have an H-brace holding the strain of the line. We got ourselves a pretty rugged old cedar right here. We bought all these fence posts from a guy down state by the sawmill, and these were all not saw quality logs. And so we ended up getting them for like $1 a piece, which you can't buy any post for $1 a piece. So we were tickled to death to have these. And they're not all straight. A lot of them are real big, a lot of them are real small, but the big ones weren't good for H-braces. So these posts are give or take 8 feet. We're looking for 5 feet in height, so we set them about 3 feet deep. This is a 4-foot grade stake, so I'm just making sure that I've got at least 5 feet here. We can always cut more off if we have to. The sheep and goat fence that we're using is 4 feet tall. We're going to have 1 electric strand over the whole perimeter, so 5 feet is going to work out perfect for us. So apparently we live in the land of the rocks, which is a blessing and a curse because it makes it hard to dig the holes, but it makes it a lot easier to tamp them in when you're done. I usually just fill in all the loose dirt that I can, and when you get that packed down in there, then you start putting the rocks to it and just tamp them down with your digging bar.
Alright, so we have some things ready in the garden, and I figured I'd bring you guys along with me just to harvest a few things. So I'm next to our cucumber bed, and these are Adam gherkins from Johnny's Seed. They're a hybrid, and this is our first year growing them. These cucumbers are not even comparable to the cucumbers that we grew last year. We're having such good luck with them. We've already made a couple different batches of pickles, and there are still so many cucumbers coming off of these vines. So I'm going to take you around to show you our harvest from these and some other things that we're going to grab too. So check these out. They're so beautiful. Look at that. They're the perfect size for pickling. We do have some slicers in the other garden, but they aren't doing quite as well. Look at how cute these are. See if I can show you. Look at those peeking. These ones here aren't quite ready. They're still pretty small, so we'll leave them another day or so. We're supposed to get a little bit of rain this afternoon, so probably those will be ready tomorrow. Same with these ones on this side. They're also really small. This one probably could go another day, but I'm gonna pick it. A couple more underneath here. Ooh, so these look beautiful. All right, so this one should have probably been picked several days ago. It's very big, but I'm gonna have Haven pick it because she just came out to join me. Can you come pick this pickle? Come pick that cucumber. Look at it, it's so big. Get it. It's okay, go ahead. You want me to do it? Can you hold it? Let's see it. Ooh. Did you just wake up? Sleepy. Let's see that cucumber though. Okay, so these are our indigo potatoes. They're purple potatoes. And the leaves are starting to die back. We would typically let these go another week or so, but I have a dish that I want to make with them tonight. So I'm going to pull them and we'll show you guys how pretty they are.
It's pretty good for not fertilizing them or anything.
Yeah.
Normally our potatoes get a bunch of scab on them, and we planted red potatoes just in this row right here at the beginning of the year. We harvested those last week, but those ones had scab on them too. And these indigo potatoes seem to be resistant to whatever kind of scab the red ones are suffering from.
Look at this potato, babe. It's purple. You see? Can you put it in the basket for mommy? No way.
You can't eat it, you silly.
It's dirty.
We gotta make something of them first, baby.
Yeah.
We've got roughly 60 days left of the growing season before the first frost, so we'll probably try and come in here with some green beans behind these potatoes and hopefully get something of them before the frost comes. We're going to overflow your little basket here.
Alright, so next Luke and I are going to pick some of these nasturtium flowers to dry out for teas. We've never done that before, so it'll be new to us. I've seen where a lot of people will mix the flowers with something else like chamomile or clover, and so we're going to try that this year and we'll show you guys how it works.
What kind of eggs those are, I guess. They're eggs. Some kind of something that we probably don't want in the garden anyways. Who knows? Look at this whole plant. This whole plant is just crawling right over the side.
Mommy.
You gonna dry these out, baby?
Where'd you put your flowers? Look at all the mummies. Oh, baby, I love you.
Mommy.
Abby even likes them.
Alright, so we're back inside from our purple potato harvest, and I'm just curious to see how many pounds of potatoes we got out of that one 8-foot row. And when we planted them, we didn't have a whole lot of room for planting potatoes and stuff, so we didn't even cut the seed potatoes up. We just planted them in whole. And it may not look like a lot, but I'm pretty impressed with them so far compared to what we had for a red potato harvest. Potatoes going everywhere. So there's 8 pounds. Can you pick that up, baby?
Uh-oh.
12 pounds out of one 8-foot row. So that's not terrible. Set those aside for Olivia.
Okay, so now that Luke has weighed all of the potatoes, I'm gonna get a few of them washed and make one of our favorite potato salads, which is a German potato salad. So I also have a helper. So instead of using a mayo base, it actually uses a like a ground mustard base, kind of like a Dijon type mustard, and some apple cider vinegar, and it is our favorite. So I'll show you guys how to make it, and you can come along with me today. You ready? Pow. Pow. Yeah.
Dada.
What?
Dada.
Dada went to give water to the pigs.
No.
Yeah. Can you sit on your bum?
No. Dada.
Dada went to give water to the piggies. All right, I'm gonna get the bacon fried up. This is about a pound of bacon, and I'm gonna cut it up into about 1-inch strips, fry it up, and we're gonna add it to the potato salad at the very end. And I like to fry up any sort of meat that I'm cooking. I love to use cast iron. Obviously use whatever you're most comfortable using, but I feel like a lot of times we're intimidated by cast iron when we really shouldn't be. And as you can see, my pan is very well loved. I have several of them, but this size is my favorite one, and we use it pretty much every day. All right, guys, look at how beautiful these potatoes are. So while my bacon is frying up, I'm gonna chop these up. Not in super small pieces, but whatever size you typically would want in a potato salad. So something like that. I'm gonna put them in my pot, and once I get these all diced up, I'm going to put them on the stove to boil, and then we'll be able to mix all of our ingredients together to make our yummy German sauce, German dressing. So I have my pot full. I'm gonna fill it with water and put it on the stove. All right, so I have half an onion here that I'm going to cut into strips. Just some long slivers. And you can use whatever onion you like best. We like yellow onions. I like red onions. Lucas isn't such a big fan of red onions, so I try to avoid them for the most part. Sometimes I can sneak them in and he doesn't know, but most of the time he catches me. So for all of you health fanatics, I'm adding this to my bacon fat that is in my pan from just cooking my bacon. So bear with me. All right, I'm just gonna saute those up a little bit. That way they blend with the potato salad a little bit better. So while the potatoes are boiling and the onions are cooking, our bacon came out fabulous here. And now we're gonna make the dressing for the potato salad. We're going to do about 3/4 of a cup of apple cider vinegar. And depending on the consistency, when I'm done, I might add a little bit more just to make sure that it covers all of the potatoes. And then we always buy Ray's mustard. It's a mustard that's fairly local to us and we like to support them. Plus, they're the best mustard we've ever had. So this is a Dijon mustard and I'm gonna put about 3-ish tablespoons of mustard in with the apple cider vinegar. I'm gonna mix it up. It's gonna look fairly separated at first, but once you're done mixing this all together, it will be fine. Alright, so I do use sugar in this. I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons of sugar. Some black pepper, just kind of maybe half a teaspoon. Whisk that all up. Alright, so now that I have this all mixed up, I'm going to add it to a small skillet and just cook it down for just a couple of minutes. So just bring it to a simmer and then that should do it. And we can then add it to our cooked potatoes once those are done. So my onions are all sauteed and looking wonderful. And we'll be able to add these in. I add these in when I add the bacon in so that the potatoes can really soak up the dressing before I add in the bacon and the onions, because the bacon and the onions already have such a distinct flavor that I don't like the dressing to take away from them too much, so they're kind of just a good addition. Look at those, they're so pretty. They did turn a little bit blue, so we might freak some people out with this potato salad, but we like making pretty things. So I am going to take some of my dressing and just pour on the bottom. And I am gonna make a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. Okay, so this dish can be served warm or cold. We've had it both ways and it's excellent both ways. It is kind of a completely different dish when you serve it warm versus cold. So it's nice to have that opportunity to use a little bit of a variation there. So tonight we're probably gonna have it cold because it's still early in the day. But you can also easily warm this up as well. Now I'm gonna just add the rest of my dressing. This is gonna look a little bit different than it typically does because they're purple potatoes, and we usually use red potatoes or russet potatoes. So it's not gonna look as normal. Still beautiful, but not as normal. Just kind of toss this around. I'm gonna grab my onions and just add those in. We also have made this dish adding some boiled eggs to make it a little bit more of a traditional egg salad. But like I said, this uses the mustard apple cider vinegar dressing rather than your mayo dressing. So I'm just gonna take the bacon, sprinkle it throughout. This does look very funky. I don't even know if I want to show this to you guys because you're gonna look at it and be like, what the heck did those guys eat? Okay, so I just grabbed some fresh parsley. We're just going to chop that up a little bit and sprinkle over the top. I'll show you guys what it looks like. So the purple potatoes were an experiment with this dish. They do look beautiful. I don't know that I would serve this to guests that you're having come over for the very first time. You might scare them away. But once they try it, they will love it and they'll be asking for more. So while the purple adds a very unique look to this potato salad, I promise you that if you make it, it's delicious. Use your typical red potato. If you're not looking to be a little bit daring, if you are, mix it up a little. What's it gonna hurt? It was good hanging out with you guys today. See ya.